Now we're going to go ahead and work on our question set 3 and 4. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, and you could also pause the video to try them yourself before we work on them together. So go ahead and pause the video and do them all. Alright, so hopefully you had time to do these. And the thing you want to remember is that when we are working on these forms, it says roster form. That means we're making a list. So that has to be very clear that it's a list. And because it's asking for a roster form. So we're gonna go ahead and put a set of parentheses. Actually, I'm going to pick a different thickness just so it comes out clear. So therefore, we put the braces in. It says set of all even numbers that are less than 12. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And we would not include 12 because it says less than 12. So 12 is not included for that reason. Next set B, it says set of all prime numbers that are greater than 1 but less than 29. So it has to be prime numbers. So those would be, first we go ahead and put the braces, and so prime number greater than 1 would be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. And then we go ahead and put our closing braces, and that would be our answer to question 3B. Alright, next says set C contains integers lying between 2, negative, and positive 2. So therefore, we're going to do the same thing, put our braces sign and numbers between negative 2, so that would be negative 1, then you would have 0, and then you would have 1. So those would be the numbers that lie between those. And we could also see this on a number line as well. So if we were to make a number line, let's say this is 0, this is 1, this is negative 2, 1, 2, and it says line between them, so that would be negative 1, 0, 1. So these numbers would be the answer. Next question says set D has letters of the word loyal. So we remember from our video that since these have repeating L's, we could only use one. We cannot repeat any elements. So we're gonna make a better phrase. So we would put L, O, separated by commas, Y, and A. And we're gonna exclude the second L because it's already contained in the set when we wrote the first L. Because we remember that it's no repetition. Next says set M is, remember how we read this, so it says set M is X such that X is a positive integer and x squared, I'm assuming this is, less than 40, sorry. So therefore, we put our brace sign. So those numbers would be 1, comma 2, comma 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. Then we put another closing. So those are all the positive integers that are x squared that are less than 40. Because when we square 1, we get 1. 2 squared 4, 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36. So therefore, it fulfills our requirements. Next one, it says set n is x such that x is positive integers and it's a divisor of 18. So it has to be positive and divisor of 18. So what we're going to do first, of course, is put our brace sign, and then the positive integers would be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And we put our closing brace sign. So those are divisors of 18. And they're positive integers. So for example, 18 times 1, 18. 9 times 2, 18. 6 times 3, 18. 3 times 6, 18. 9 times 2, 18. 18 times 1, 18. So therefore, we have included all the numbers. And it's always, when you're doing, especially divisors, I recommend you list them this way because you could see, let me just change colors. So you could see that how this way you are sure that you have covered all of them. So you could do 1, oh, that color is very light. Let's try a different color. And so we'll try this. So 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. And this way you know you have covered them all. Okay? So when you write them, you would write 1, then 18 on this side. 2, and then 9 on this side. 3 and 6 on this side. And that would make it easier to cover all the options. So now the next one, it says set P is equal to x such that x is integers and is x plus 1 equals 1. So therefore, we'll go ahead and make our braces sign, and our answer would be just 0 because only 0 satisfies this condition. So 0 plus 1 equals 1, and that's the only number that works and is an integer. So therefore, it'll just be 0. So you need to also remember the difference between this and this. This is showing that this is null set, empty set, okay? So if I were to write this like this, that would show that it's a null set or an empty set, or I could represent empty set like this as well, just by leaving it blank, okay? So, but when it's a 0, there's an element in there. 0 is an integer, so you can't say this is a null set or an empty set, okay? Only this is, these are. So therefore, make sure you pay close attention to that and don't mess it up. Now we'll move on to set 4 right here, and in set 4 it says write each of the following in a builder form. So we have to write it in a sentence form, one can say, or form where we are actually now writing what the roster form is. So before we were taking roster form and just, answering questions accordingly. Now we're going to start taking roster form and changing it into a builder form. So go ahead and take a couple of minutes and answer them, and we'll be right back. Okay, so in this one, it says write each of the following in builder form, as mentioned before. So it says set A has 5, 10, 15, and 20. And so we could recognize right away that these numbers here are multiple of 5. So what we are going to do is we're going to put a brace again and say X is, or such that X is a multiple of 5 and it is also 5 less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to 20. So why are we writing it in this format also? You might be asking. Why couldn't we just write X as multiple of 5? The reason being that we are only given 4 digits, 4 elements. So that means our numbers have to be equal or less than 20. Because we could have continued this on forever, but be more specific, saying that it's multiple of 5 and they have to be 5 less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to 20. All right, so this makes it well defined. Next one, we see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. So for that, we can see this 1, 18, 2, 9, 6, 3, which are the factor of. So we can say that X is such that X is a factor of 18 as well. Next one, it says the letters in the set A, and we can almost make out that it's trying to spell principal. So what we will do is we'll say X is such that X is a letter of the word, or letters actually. Now let's try this again. So X is, or X is set of letters, set of letters, word principal. Okay, so therefore we have to put the word principal in single quotation, principal, and then we just put single quotation again. Make sure you close it out with your braces. Next one is set D is equal to 0. So therefore we can say that by putting our braces first. So X is such that X how could we say this? X is contained. We could say contained by putting the epsilon sign. Contained in in D, and X is less than 1. And the last one is E, which is showing that it's an empty set. So therefore we would just say that X is such that X is contained in E and X is less than 1. And we would just close the parentheses off there. Alright, so that would be the end of this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.